I'm just waiting for you guys to pile in there. I'm tidying up a little around here. Give you guys some time to come in. We already got a couple of people. Give me a few minutes, all right? I want to get a couple of people in. Can you guys remind me? I got hot dogs cooking in there. Last time I forgot about my coffee kettle. My son's like, yeah. No, it's actually corn on the cob. I left it in there. It burned down the nothing. And I was actually doing a video to put on my thing. All right, let me say hi to everyone. All right, what do we got here? Clue flew on. Yo, what's up? Pathologist Woody. Yo, RD. All right, Red Hood, Envy, set it off. All for gaming. What's good, RD? Chilling, man. I had a good summer. Nice, yeah. We're gonna talk. I just want to get a bunch of you guys in here. I got some interesting stuff to say today. I'm out then, like you did that one video. I'm out then, like you did that one video. I don't get a pathologist. Yeah. I had the man and then again. Yo, Tommy, you gotta stop by, man. My son was showing me some of your plants, man. Yeah, I got some cactuses for you. I had the big Sonora, like the ones from like Arizona and Texas, the ones that lived like 100 and something years, man. I got a couple of snippets, man. I want to give you them. A couple of them like this big in a terracotta pot. Yeah, come by, man. I'll hit you off. I think I'll live longer than you, man. Yeah, live hundreds of years. I'm thinking get like 60 feet tall, man. The real deal, man. The real shit, man. All right. So that was to Tommy I'm talking. All right. Now 3 stars. Hi. I remember you used to always be the first one on there. You're slacking. All right. R.I.P. to R.E. Yeah. Yeah, Mikey R.E. That was sad, yeah. All right, what else we got? Robert West, hello, GOAT. Yeah, I like it. How's the rehabilitation going? Yeah, yo, if you want, yeah, I was having fun, man. I'll tell you, just a week or two, man. Everyone's like, yo, what are you doing, bro? I'm like, yeah, I shut shit down like that. I'm funny. But how do I put it without putting myself in trouble? Talk to me a little. I will get to it. If you are on my Patreon, you can see a lot of it. All right. Yeah, Tommy. No, don't mention it, man. I have a bunch of them. You probably see them when you walk by. You know, those are one of those is the one I'm talking about. Yeah. PK Kid, what's up, man? How's it going? I see them videos, man. Cool shit, man. Yeah. Yeah. All right, yo. No, yes. You know you in the movie Precious. Yeah, I know, with RE, actually. The movie Precious. That RD tag, that's when RE actually hurt his back. When we did that tag right there. That was the beginning of his downfall right there. That tag. In Precious. And she actually gets kicked in the back in the movie Precious. When she gets kicked in the back, she goes like that. RE and RD, 127th Street. No, it's not around the corner from the Apollo, but it's over there. 127th, a little west. I forget what avenue it was on. But I did my tag first because RE was watching out for me. And this is the tag we're talking about that's in that movie, Precious, that you just mentioned. I did my tag first. And RE was looking out for me. So then I'm looking out for RE. And I'm like, I'm glimpsing around. I don't watch him. That's what toys do. Like a dude that don't know what they're doing, they'll watch the person right, and then you get locked up. So I'm watching out. I have no idea. I'm like, damn, man. Normally he would walk towards me. I'd see some kind of movement out the corner of my eye, or I'd hear him be like, yo, this, that, or something. So I look over, and I don't see him. I'm like, yo, it's like impossible. It's not like the only way he could have disappeared like that is if he went into a doorway, but there's no doorway there. So I'm like, how the fuck? Like it's up the block, down the block. Like it's impossible for him to have disappeared. So I walked over to where he was, and I hear, I looked down the gate, the grating, like the metal grating to the sidewalk where he stood. It collapsed. It bent like this, and he just went whoop. He went right through here, and it just slammed back, and he fell inside that shit. It was like, oh. Yeah, I was like, yo, come on, man, get out, man. I helped him out and shit. And I was like, yo, let's ride over there. Like we rode in his car, maybe another block or two. I'm like, yo, let's get that spot. And the whole time he's like, oh man, oh fuck. And I'm like, yo, stop the car. He's like, yo, dude, man, I'm not writing graffiti no more. I gotta go to the fucking hospital, man. I'm like, you serious? It's really that bad? He's like, yo, dude, man, my shit is fucking killing me, man. I don't know. I think I broke something. So I'm like, all right, man, I'm out. And I broke out. And it winds up, yeah, he fucked his back up. Yeah. Rest in peace, definitely, man. But that tag, yeah, that's the tag. Ari was cool, man. You know, a lot of the shit that is going on now, he was kind of talking about this shit. Like he knew it was coming. But then again, he was a public school teacher. So they're kind of the ones that are setting all this shit in motion, you know? But yeah, he had a weird look at life with stuff. Like he always felt like the government, like Big Brother's watching. And I was kind of like, in talking to him, kind of his reason for writing graffiti. It's almost like a way where if I could do that and get away with it, then they're not watching me or something. Like, yeah, there was something definitely going on. Like, I told him, who gives a fuck who's watching who, man? Just do your fucking graffiti. Let's do this, you know? That's my mentality. I mean, I don't give a fuck about shit that could be 20 years and this and that. My brain don't work that way. I think of my immediate circle. You know, if you invade my space, it's on. You know, if someone comes up to me and their face is all screwed up, like they're ready to do some shit, it's on. Like that's pretty much the rule I went by. I didn't really care. Like with graffiti writers, for instance. Oh yeah, you had beef with the whole 5 boroughs, all the whole city, and I never worried about it. I really, really, honestly, from the bottom of my heart, have never feared any of these graffiti writers. Like I said, we were criminals that were writing graffiti. These people, they weren't at that level. They weren't hanging out with the people like and the kind of people that I was hanging out with. And they weren't doing the kind of shit we were doing. It was like they weren't there. It's just I really never feared any of these people. All the shit they talk on the computer, it's bullshit. It's like craziness. Like they really think they're tough. And I've explained this before. All you got to do, you want to sit down, just watch Style Wars. Just watch that movie Style Wars and look at all the kids that wrote graffiti. They're all skinny little toothpicks, man. Like they're skinny little kids with big mouths. Really sit down and really just take out of the equation who you're listening to and honestly just watch it. And that's pretty much what graffiti writers have been from then all the way on through. Nothing but mouthy little punks that run away. It's the bottom fucking line. It's the truth. It's a cowardly act. To actually write graffiti is a very cowardly thing. In the shadows, under a secret identity and stuff. I mean, I don't fool myself. You know, but then again, I'm just being honest with you. You know, where we at now? Let me go back a little here. Set it off. All right, Robert Morales. Hey, what up, Coop? TA7. That see, people don't even know about that shit right there. Just that TA7 alone, man. Very violent motherfuckers, bro. You know, you're on here chatting with me. Like these people that are on here really know nothing about graffiti, and they come on and try and like insert these innuendos and these things are just falsehoods. Like that dude right there, TA7. Look into that shit, man. Them dudes were buck fucking wild, man. They'll skin your ass alive back in the days, man. Yeah. Good to have you there, Coop. Yeah, honorable and humble. TDO, those damn outlaws, another group, man, up in Harlem, man. Shout outs. Yeah, I did have a good summer. Why? Why? RD glowing like you had a great summer. Yeah, I did. I had a good summer. I rest. My work is getting a bit crazy, man. And my job, it's getting a little weird, man. My hot dogs. You see, none of you fucking people reminded me, man. I gotta get my hot dogs. I'll be right back. My dick. Yo, Bobo. Hey, Bobby. You want some hot dogs? I make some hot dogs. You want some hot dogs? I make hot dogs. I'll eat them for you, right? I'm lying right now. I'll put them in the oil. You want them in the pot? Yeah. Give me 1 second, people. Let's see what we got here, people. Soy dogs. Like a simp, right? Soy dog. That's a fucking good one, man. I like that. That's funny. Yeah, Doug the thug fist. Oh, the feast on soy dogs. I like that. That's funny. No relish. Now I was too lazy to cook. It's my turn to cook. I'll make some hot dogs. I fucked up because my son he cooked some big crazy shit the other day. And yesterday I just had pizza. We both work like crazy. And just to afford the fucking rent, stay afloat. Shit ain't easy in this city, man. A lot of you guys ask me about these migrants and my Instagrams and on here and stuff. I got no problem with that migrant ship. It don't bother me. Like I said on my Patreon, I actually, what would it be? Not misgendered, misraced. No, because they were Spanish. But let me tell you what happened. I was coming down Fifth Avenue. Like I said, I relapsed and I was writing graffiti, coming down Harlem, along Central Park on Fifth Avenue. 110th is where Central Park starts, known as Central Park North. Actually, I used to sell angel dust, Purple Rain, Comatose, there in the park. No, I don't know about nowadays. I haven't smoked that shit in decades. That's how I spoke of face cut. Anyway, I'm riding down Fifth Avenue during my summer, and I see all these people in sleeping bags and tents and shit. And I don't think nothing. I'm riding, going pretty fast. So I look again. I'm like, damn, that's like 3 or 4 blocks straight of just straight up sleeping bags and tents and people sitting Indian style at 4 in the morning, 3, 4 in the morning. I'm going a couple more blocks and I look and I still see it. So I notice there's 2 girls that are talking. So I stop, Here, puppy, you take this. Come. So I stop. I look at them. They're very pretty girls. I figured that they were probably migrants or something from the immigration, from the border or something. But I was wrong. I believe I insulted them by saying that. What they were there for is apparently there was some Latin singer, a Spanish performer. I don't know if it's rock or what kind of music it was, but he was performing at the Great Lawn or probably Summer Stage behind the band shell where RTW used to hang out, the graffiti crew RTW. Soul Artist also used to hang out there. But they had big shows there in the summertime. And this was a lot of fucking people. It was like 7 to 10 blocks straight of just people laying on the floor, all up against the wall, in sleeping bags and tents and shit like that. And, like I said, I honestly thought it was migrants. That's a very rich area to be. And it winded up, it was for a concert. And I was trying to, talk to the girl. And she was pretty. I thought, shit, she was a migrant. I'll marry her and bring her home. No, I'm joking. That's not nice. But hey, if things work out, that's how life is. I've met a lot of women that way. Not necessarily migrant workers, but, you talk to a girl before you know it, you're going out with her, 8, 9 months pass by or something, So stranger things have happened. That's how you meet people. At least that's how you used to meet people. Nowadays, I know it's all computers and stuff, but I did feel bad. I screwed up my chances of getting with the girl because, she was. I made light of it later, afterwards, and we walked away on good terms. It's not like the lady was trying to dump a can of mace in my eyes or anything. She wasn't reaching in her pocketbook for some kind of key ring or something to stab me in the face with. So it was just, I felt bad. I told her, I'm sorry. I said, it's all I hear about migrant, this, that. I actually have no problems at all. I just think that financially it's going to be a burden on the city. I mean, I see a lot of them with Uber bikes and they park them all near the hotel there where they're staying, the hotel. And they park them all up along the wall and chain them up. But they're Uber Eats. They ride around. They do their phone. They make their money. Hey, who am I to fucking argue, man? I mean, you do have that big statue out there in the ocean there, Statue of Liberty. Give us you're humble, you're weak, you're poor. So is what it is. But I like it. In a sense, I mean, they're talking about all city agencies now having to cut 5% a year, 15% in the total. That could affect me as far as it goes with me getting rubber gloves and Tyvek suits and shit like that, I'm assuming, for me to perform my tests on tuberculosis specimens and stuff. But other than that, I don't know. I don't see it as that big of a problem. half of downtown, the whole financial area, it's all just huge, empty fucking buildings. I mean, it's in a financial zoning area or a business zoning area. So maybe they might have to switch to zoning around because now, after this pandemic, a lot of people learned that they can work from home. And a lot of these people who are paying rent in these huge buildings like Citicorp or something. Well, Citicorp's probably still got a bunch of people in it. But as an example, they're like, why should I pay rent on some huge skyrise? All my people work from home. I could pay them less. Hell, they could do their jobs stark naked in bed with a bottle of champagne in their hand, just as long as their job is done. So I think a lot of that office space isn't going to come back to office. So they'll probably have to do some kind of zoning, and then bathrooms, showers, stuff like that would become a problem. I mean, for the immediate, like right now, you could drive those things in like mobile homes with multiple shower units. I've seen them 20, 30 fucking years ago going through juvenile centers, being locked up in these juvenile places and stuff. So that's not that far-fetched. And I'm sure by now they probably even got better models of it. It's almost like porta potties. So I don't think it's dreadful, but what do I know? I'm just little old me. I run around writing graffiti. I'm in my 50s. But that's my take on it. That's pretty much New York. I mean, honestly, I keep saying this over and over and over again. Manhattan Island itself, it's really not racist like that. Like maybe like out in Brooklyn or something like that, Ozone Park, Howard Beach, shit like that. You might have some weird stuff. But people that actually grew up in Manhattan, we kind of like look at everyone like everyone. And I was actually saying that on NYC Crime Spot before the summer. Yeah, right before I went off. I around June, I did that with him. And even before that, I was saying that, like about, yeah, I could get into that, about Alpo. Like he kind of hung out with everyone. And which will bring me to a point. Last time I was on here, I was talking about this guy, Lava 1 and 2 from the Black Spades. Straight man, also known as Straight Man. You Google him, did a lot of graffiti. He was the head of the Spades, the Black Spades, the main chapters up in the Bronx and Harlem. Now I hear actually the Lower East Side. So pretty much Manhattan and the Bronx. He was like the top dog. Yeah. For a long, long time, and he wrote graffiti. And I had mentioned, that's a guy right there. I should do a podcast about. I'm going somewhere with this. Believe me, trust me on this. I'm going somewhere with it. On my last thing, I said I should do something about Lava 1 and 2. He's an amazing human being. I mean, he held a lot of fucking power in the city. And the Bronx, Harlem, Lower East Side, he ran that shit. Like, as far as it goes into chapters, I mean, those guys are the ones that actually started it. Like, all these DJing things that were going on in the park with the rap music and stuff and the people spinning around. And anyway, I realized after I got off that I just said that I could do an episode on the Black Spades. And then you realize, how would that look? Me, fucking honky ass white boy, cracker, talking about the Black Spades. I started thinking, my man Joey, Redhead Joey, he was doing one about Alpo. And like I said, these people really aren't racist like that. Alpo and them hung out with everyone. As a matter of fact, they had these mafia guys talking about it. I don't know. The guy that ratted on what's his face? Oh man, up in the Bronx. Fuck. Vinny Basciano, Vinny Gorgeous. Yeah, he used to hang out with this guy that ratted on them all. And he was doing stories talking about Albo also. Like I said. So anyway, getting back to this whole thing with Redhead Joey. Redhead Joey is someone that hung out with Alpo a lot. Redheaded Joey. Had red hair, white boy. Also known as White Boy Joey. Redhead Joey, uptown Harlem. You say Redhead Joey, everyone knows. On a motorcycle doing wheelies. Boom. He's even in that documentary. I don't know, the one about Alpo. The Mayor of New York, I believe it's called. Yeah, he's the one that's in there. The white boy talking about Alpo. Anyway, he started a page YouTube thing where he was going to talk about hanging out with Alpo, go clubbing, like Alpo the human being, not Alpo the murderer, the drug dealer, the rat, but the actual, and because everyone's just got these same stories burned in their head and parts of movies that they've seen about this man Alpo, and that's all they keep regurgitating online. So he's like talking about a whole new, fresh look, and like people started getting at him. It was like some 17 or 18-year-old dude from Detroit saying, "Yo, stay out of black people's business." And I mean, I hope Joey don't get upset. This is probably the fifth time I'm talking about this, but that shit kind of bothered me. And they said, "Yo, stay out of black people's business. You have no right, this, that, and blah, 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 blah." So then they said, he's like, "Yeah, but I'm just talking about my times. I've shared with this man. I grew up with him. He's my friend. I knew him. We rode motorcycles and this and that." It's now that, oh yeah, well, he didn't kill any of his white friends. And I'm like, he didn't kill. I actually commented in on that. Like, he didn't kill any of his friends, like up in Harlem and shit like that. Like, I've said this on that NYC crime spot also. But anyway, that's got nothing to do with anything. He didn't kill any of his friends, period, whether they were white, black, green, or pink. To the best of my knowledge, it was all business agreements that took place. But I remember the scrutiny that Redhead Joey went through, being a white man doing something about Alpo Martinez. It's technically Spanish in reality. He went through the point where he shut his page down. So I realized I might have made a mistake there, saying that I should do something about the Black Spades, Lava 1 and 2, which is also straight man. And I looked, and Checker 170, I should have fucking looked it up and had the information. But Checker 170 did a very interesting thing about Lava 1 and 2 on his page. If you just go into Lava 1 and 2, you'll see it. A Graffiti, a Black Spades, he'll pop up, and you could pretty much learn everything and even more than I could have possibly told you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's everything. I mean, it's even more than I knew myself as a human being. I didn't hang out with the guy and nothing. I knew him. We'd say hi to each other, this, that, blah, 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 blah. But yeah, if I would suggest you guys should check out those things. There's also this girl Charmin that's around that was with him pretty much up to his death. I've seen pictures of her in the hospital room with him, for support and stuff like that. Same with Rocky, Keon, and them. A lot of people, yeah. So you just go on and you punch it in, you'll get those guys' pages. Check a 170 INDs. That's a good crew. A lot of people think MPC and them really started all them crossout wars, but you think about it, way back before that, INDs were doing that shit. INDs did what Cap did, but like 10 years, 20 years before, man. Yeah, about 10 years before, 9 years before, maybe. Yeah. What else was there? All right, so what I will tell you about Lava is he's a cool dude, man. Good dude, man. Good dude. Funny as fuck. Taller than me. Big dude. Humble, very humble. I mean, for a person, I think he was really in pain too towards the end. He was losing a lot of weight. And it wasn't too sociable. Like the last few times I actually seen him and talked to him. He was probably, it was a man. He was a man's man. Like that was a dude right there, man. Grew up in the 70s and shit. Strong dude. He not gonna sit there licking his wounds in front of you, crying about it and stuff. But yeah, that was sad with his passing. The same with Nick 707 from OTB, the dude that started OTB. Him I knew a lot better than I knew Lava. I knew Nick 707 much better than Lava by far, yeah. But a lot of you guys also ask, oh, yeah, white, this, that, blah, blah. And I don't know. I think it's just some trolls or something. But the truth of the matter is I don't feel comfortable, I guess would be the term, talking about black writers. I feel like that's like some dude trying to be like a white rapper or something like that. I don't know. I just I hung out with who I hung out with, man. I could get people to come on here or something like that and talk to them. Or maybe I should just run my whole Hall of Fame video through here or something like that. But I mean, on the border of Harlem and everything is where I lived. And I grew up with a lot of different people, all different races you could possibly think of here in Manhattan, even Assyrians. And Rum was Assyrian, a lot of Albanians, a lot of Italians, Hungarians, Jewish, Japanese, Chinese, Vietnamese. A lot of these Vietnamese dudes from downtown, they started setting it off in the 80s. Yeah, the BTK, stuff like that, sold a lot of motorcycles to those guys. Um, yeah, it's just, I don't know. I feel like maybe people are just trying to push buttons or something and act like assholes or something, which brings me to another point. On my lives, this is all I'm going to be doing on my YouTube station from now on. It's just probably going live on Wednesday. If I have something interesting that I think you guys would like to hear or something, maybe I'll tell a story. But all my stories of me talking about this, it's going to be on my Patreon. And I'm not going to answer every single question either, because I've picked up a few trolls along the way. Yeah, when you get popular on here and you become famous on here a little bit, people start fucking with you. And also, I have a history of fucking with a lot of people. I robbed a lot of graffiti writers. I stole a lot of stuff from people. I've abused a lot of graffiti writers, a lot of people. I've robbed them, broken into their houses, all types of crazy shit. So I can't expect to have everyone on here love me. At the same token, I don't have to sit here reading out their bullshit rhetoric. Like honestly, like this one guy talks about Batman all the time. Oh, RD Batman. It's just, I still cannot fathom like the whole meaning behind a troll. It's like, how do you even get clout when you're like anonymous? I'm not even going to get into it, but I just don't see the self gratification of it. You're pretty much just going public as a hidden troll or something like that. I don't know how else to put it. I shouldn't even waste much more time on it. But yeah, I'm not going to be answering all these stupid little questions that some of these people talk about. Yeah, that's all I could say about that. There's another situation actually that had popped up on my last live that had led me to question myself. There was one time where I think he was just on too, actually. Someone had mentioned Dover, rest in peace, and this and that. And I said, yeah, rest in peace, man. Poor Dover, this, that. And this other guy comes in that writes Fade, AA. He's like, yeah, Dover, AA 357, rest in peace, and this and that. And he's chiming in. I don't like that guy. And I'm going to break down the whole story to you right now, why I don't like him. And then you people, I will actually need you to answer here if I'm right or wrong. Because Sammy, D3, is actually under the impression that it could be a little on the shaky side, but this is the deal. I already talked about it on my Patreon. I didn't get much feedback from any. Well, one person gave me some very knowledgeable feedback on the situation. But this is what happens. A long, long time ago, 23 years ago, maybe 20-something years ago, I went to a bar that was like a dive bar / graffiti gallery showing. It's a regular bar that someone hung up canvases in and said, yeah, here, buy my artwork. Now, when I went there with my brother, and I believe Tracy 168 was either there already or he came with us. And then Crook was there. Crook TBK, Crook TFV was there. And this guy, Fade. Now, I believe Fade had his artwork in there, and I think Stay High might have been there too. No, I don't know. No. All right. So definitely Tracy was there. Definitely Crook was there. My brother Sean was there. I was there. Fade was there. Oh, I meet this guy, Fade. Now, getting to talking to him and stuff. And we're hanging out and everything. Everything seems cool. No problems or nothing, They'll go about our business. And later on, he gets in touch with me a couple months later, maybe a year or something later. And he's talking to me some more and this and that. And then at this point, people are telling me, this guy's like, he's real sickly, and I'm like, yeah, that guy fade, like he's dying. I'm like, oh shit, so he has to be down with 357. Yeah, sure, why not? Now, he never ever pushes it, right? So, mind you, I'm under the impression the man's dying. So it's like a Make-A-Wish Foundation. When some children, I didn't think he was going to outlive me, for Christ's sake. He pulled like a Hyman Roth on me, for real. Like the Godfather. He pulled a fucking Hyman Roth on me. So anyway, I don't know, maybe that's about 23 years ago. So maybe 13 years after that, I go to a truck lot. And this truck lot is out in not Long Island City. It's out in Queens, but it's under the Long Island Expressway. It's near a hotel, Arms, Sedgwick Arms, something Arms, Westgate Arms Hotel or some shit like that. I think there was a Holiday Inn over there too somewhere. It was like two hotels, and then behind the hotels was a parking lot that was filled with trucks, like 30-something trucks. So me and Dover went in there and rode on all the trucks. We brought enough paint to catch them all. Now, these trucks were parked. They know graffiti writers are going to go in there right on the trucks, and they want to fit as many trucks as they can in. Space is rare in the city. Location, location, location. So they park them like this close to each other. They didn't even flip in the mirrors. So they park them as close as they possibly can so people can't squeeze in there and do graffiti. So, of course, I squeeze in there and I do the graffiti. But when I squeeze in there, I got to go to the side. I can't go like this and paint. I got to be here, and it's right here. I got to paint like this. And the other one's like right on my shoulder. So I squeeze through, and I do these huge top to bottom, whole sides of these fucking trucks this way. A lot of you guys see them. I still see some of them out there. Anyway, I paint the whole fucking thing, like I said, right here. Like I'm on the truck, and the other truck is right here. I'm just filling it in. They're not the prettiest looking thing, but when they're running, they say RD, real big. And it works for me. So I do that on a bunch of trucks. Dover does it. He's not as tall as me. Not as crafty. They didn't come out as good. He mainly caught the backs of a lot of them, did a lot of high tags. He did do about 3 or 4 of them. And I did about 6 or 7 of them. And I hit him up, or I let him write tags in the ones that I did he couldn't get. So he would do a tag in my D or something, Dover, BF, he wrote a lot, BF 357. I never saw him push AA. That's not to say he's not involved. Dover knew everybody. He hung out with everyone. But anyway, we hit the whole lot, me and Dover. And I don't know, a couple of weeks go by, and I see one of these trucks, like on like 9th Avenue and like 27th Street, 28th Street, maybe, like a little bit Chelsea-ish. Yeah, maybe even as far up as Penn Station area. And I see one of these trucks. In the middle of it, it has an FE bubble letter. And it says 357 in it. So I'm like, what the fuck, man? Why would that asshole do that shit? Like, like I said, I was squeezing between. So I'm like, yo, what the fuck, man? This dude's a dick, man. Why would you do that shit? It's like running around and people are seeing this shit. I mean, I'm used to getting crossed out. Kez 5 used to say, he crossed me out, Kez 5, once in front of me. I'm like, yo, what the fuck you doing? He's like, yo, that shit ain't an RD tag if it ain't crossed out. That's Kez 5 right there, man. When you see Kez 5, call the cops. Yeah, Kez 5, crazy. Yeah, funny as shit. But anyway, so I was pissed, man. I'm like, yo, this dude's a dick, man. Why would he fucking do that, So anyway, I get in touch with him, I don't know, a year or something like that. He starts chatting up somewhere in the computer. I'm like, yo, fuck you, man. Like, yo, what the fuck, man? I was like, you never write 357. The only fucking time you write is when you fucking actually go over me. Like, what the fuck? So, oh, well, you went over me if you look closely. And then, I see the truck again, and I'm like, oh, shit, he is under it. But he's got a little FE, like a fucking, like how NE used to do them little misty fill-ins on the floater spots. It's like, yeah, I swear. It's like, I did the whole side of the truck, and his shit was like literally like that. Like, like someone would do like a JA bubble letter. Yep. JA does all this shit same size. That's like what he did. Like, but no 3D on it or nothing like that. I did the whole truck. So we did this thing right in the middle of it. So I said, yo, he's, oh, well, this, I said, dude, there's no talking now, man. You decided to fucking go over my shit like that instead of saying, oh, wow, RD fucked up. Maybe it was dark out or something like that. You took it upon yourself to make that decision. So I have nothing more to say to you. That's pretty much what I told the guy. I said, we will finish this conversation in person one day. Now, mind you, the guy's dying. He's going like a cane and shit. He's but, what am I to do? So anyway, many years go by. He's still not fucking dead. I don't know, another 10 years or something like that go by. And Dover dies. God rest his soul. Dover, good guy. And he comes on this chat room, chatting. Like, oh, yo, RD, this, that, blah. And I'm like, yo, fuck you, dude. At first the whole Dover thing, rest in peace, okay. But then, like, so how's it going? I'm like, yo, dude, man, what the fuck? Like, I'm done. Like, I don't got nothing to do with you. I wish not to know you anymore. It's the last conversation we had. Unless we see each other in person, we'll figure this thing out. Because you went over me when you could have simply said, yo, RD, Rob, you fucked up. You went over one of my feelings. And I would have explained I was squeezing between these trucks and doing it. Didn't even know. And fuck you anyway. I'm RD. For real. That's my way of thinking of things. So he probably wouldn't have got anywhere in a conversation with me anyway. But still, I believe I deserved that. And anyway, Dover's thing. The guy was just on TDO, those damn outlaws. It's like, yeah, Dover, rest in peace. And this, actually, literally died a month or two ago. I'm like, yeah, that's horrible, So now this fucking Fade guy. Yeah, Dover, AA, 357, all this stuff. And he'd be all lovey-dovey with me. So I'm like, oh, dude, man, fuck you, man. What the fuck you think? Like, I forgot? It's like, I'm like a fucking elephant when it comes to this shit, man. I was like, yo, the fuck you. And I was like, this. So then that's when I explained. I said, this fucking guy Fade fucking does an FE filling over me on a truck in this. And I explained the situation like I just explained to you guys. And then he runs back to Sammy, D3, saying, I am exposing him. That I dry snitched on him. That's what he said. And I'm starting to think, fuck. What he did is he used his real government name now that's why we're going somewhere with this. He uses like his real government name or something like that for his fucking, his Instagram thing or his YouTube thing. He's like, oh, I don't do. This is what he tells Sammy. Yo, I don't do nothing with graffiti on my page at all, and I don't like to be associated with graffiti and this and that. I've never, So I'm like, yo, Sam. First off, that fucking dude comes into my shit where I'm talking about graffiti. Like I'm under the impression that everyone that comes on here is actually commenting, and if I know them, they know that I know them. I'm going to shout them out. Like, if not. As the one person that did get in touch with me about this on my Patreon and said, yo, you're kind of right. Like, if you're going to go on a graffiti chat thing with someone that actually doesn't like you and stuff, like, it's not like, for instance, this girl Star, she comes on here. So I'm not the graffiti writer Star, a girl Star. I used to date her. And she comes on every so often. Hey, Rob, how you doing? She might be on there now. Many people. Do this Crook, a lot of different. Hey, there it is, Crook, Lee 3, PK, everyone. I shout them out. It's like when you come on my chat, hey, yo, Rob, what up? I'm like, oh shit, there he is, my man. Like that's the fucking what it is when you read the actual comments in the chat. So this guy is commenting in the chat, and I'm like, yo, fuck you, man. What the fuck? Did you forget, motherfucker? You think just because Dover died, I'm supposed to love you or something? You know what I'm saying? So. In me doing that, I was wrong. Being the fact that, like, I'm sorry, but that don't sit well with me. I believe in my heart and my soul. If he came on here, right? It's like, yo, Dover, rest in peace, yo, RD, how you doing? I'm like, hey, oh shit, yo, Fade, is that you? Oh man, I love you, man. It's been so fucking long. Come here, man. Come on, bring it in here. If I was like fucking shining on him and throwing flowers at his ass, he wouldn't have went to D3 with this shit. It's just that I fucking ripped him a new asshole on here because he is a fucking asshole. It's actually outliving his fucking rumors and shit. Fucking Hyman Roth at me. Yeah. just to get down with 357. I believe he don't even need that fucking cane. Yeah, he probably pulls that shit out when he's walking around. You don't want the shit to get back to us. But anyway, for real, if I was big up in him, that's the word. If I was big up in that fucking asshole, then he wouldn't have went back to Sammy. Oh, he did this, he did that. But I honestly believe in my heart and my fucking soul, and I'm going to say this right now. Anyone comes on here that knows me and knows that I know them, don't fucking come on talking all this shit if you didn't take into consideration the security of your account and you didn't bury yourself enough. That's not me. If someone comments on here, if it's like PK areas, what up, PK? How's it going? This just like I've been doing before I even started this conversation with you guys about this stuff. So what I'm going to say is heed my warning. Don't come on here with your government fucking name on a graffiti chat room talking about shit. You can watch this shit from the past, but if you know me, don't come on here or let me know in advance. Be like, yo, it's me, but because how else am I to know it? Somebody pointed out it would actually be rude for me not to. Like these assholes that come on here, like the dude that always with this Batman shit. It's like I just explained. I have trolls now. I have people fucking with me. So I'm not going to read every comment. I mean, people don't need to know my dick size or something like that. Some of these people are a little weird. But other than that, I don't know how else to put it. If you're going to come on here and with your government fucking name and start talking, I know, hey, there he is. Am I wrong? Answer me here. Like, did I do something wrong? And honestly, this is what I told Sammy, D3. I said, D3. When is your time? When on the face of this fucking earth, from day one till now, have you ever seen that fucking idiot push the number 357 other than pushing the shit over me? Right? And then second off, when do he writes fade. He did an FE filling over me. So now what I had said, because I still have the live, I save them just because I don't post them. Sometimes I just come on here fishing for a topic so I'll know what to talk about on my actual videos that I do. That's when I go live. So I don't really post them, but I still have it. And all I said was, this fucking guy does an FE filling over me. And we're talking about, and I said like 10 years ago on a truck, 10, 12 years ago on a truck. That's the exact thing. So, I mean, as far as it goes with statutes of limitations, done, right? And then as far as it goes with him actually writing FE357 isn't even, it's the only time he ever wrote that. There's another FE that was technically down with us that passed away. That TBK, TFV. I remember telling him he could push 357. He never did because he hung out with a lot of people that had beef with me. He was friends with RE, Indian fellow from out in Brooklyn, FE. Passed away. Nice guy, friendly dude, no. But so as far as it goes with FE 357, that's not even like an issue. It's not what the dude writes. It's never what he wrote it. Comment. Is this guy known? If any of you people even knew that Fade was down with 357, if any of you people even knew that shit, right there you can start. In the meantime, please leave me. Am I right or wrong on this? Did I dry snitch on him or blow up his fucking spot? My dick! And bear with me, people. I'm giving you some time to get your thoughts together. I'll be right back, all right? Don't go nowhere. Because I do have another topic I want to talk about. I told you guys I got a lot of topics tonight. Hey, puppy. Boop, boop, boop. Boop, boop, boop. Come on. Here. You want any hot dog? Yeah. right, sorry about that, people. I want to give the dog the last of my hot dog. Now, let's see what we got. Let me go back. All right, art school trolls just watch life and don't live it. I agree with you. Robert West, popcorn time. All right. I hear someone put CX Rain X Infinity. Those dudes are probably Vandal Squad. I don't even think there is a Vandal Squad anymore. The VS is done, man. Yeah, they don't got money for that shit. They don't care about graffiti. It's not a crime. And people, I know a lot of people that are getting caught, man. They're fucking getting like a summons, like caught in the subway or something. Yeah, it's crazy. I saw a fat D3 burner tag on the FDR a few weeks ago. Yeah, you don't fuck around. A1s, what's up, my dog? How's it going, buddy? NY Streets, good one, bro. Art school, what you know about Scribble Jam? I don't know nothing about it. How long has it been around? I don't know. I'm sorry, art school. Oh, shout out from Ohio. Yo, Ohio in the house. Art school, Ohio. A1s, yo, RD, I had a pencil tag and you went over it with a marker. For real? Did I do that for real? I'm sorry, man. Oh, was it a bathroom or something? A1s. And Neil O'Shea. Yo, RD turning in from Australia. I wish it's, yeah, bro. Art school. I lost you. Art school. Too many writers are corny. True. All right. Maximum Decimus Dermedius. I don't know you, but I dig the stories you tell. All right. Dogs BX 456 warning. Let them know. Are you dog? That's not dog 4, right? All right. Dog eat dog from Robert West. New York City graph is legal now. A1s. Oh, joking. Canada needs to legalize shoplifting and graffiti too. Well, shoplifting illegal up to $1,000. Now, this brings me to the next conversation: the Bowery Wall. On my last live, a few of you guys had asked me. Well, actually, not just then, but a few different occasions. About the Bowery Wall. And what do I think about this beef between that Say No Words, Optimo, the guy with the big hat, and Duster, UA, the United Artists, fucking around with each other on that wall? And I'll tell you, I know both of them. There's actually pictures of me. There's pictures circulating out there of me with that dude Say No Words. The guy with the hat on, he's actually wearing his fucking hat. Hanging out with Sammy, me, and my son downtown. I know him. And I know Duster, UA also. So, in that situation, I think that Say No Words optimal hat thing is an asshole. And the reason I say that is I see what Duster was trying to actually do on that wall. And that Say No guy is like that fucking Monopoly shit. You know, the guy who was running around with Justin Bieber, doing the little Richie Rich characters and the Monopoly characters and shit like that. Very similar to that, the Say No guy. I have no ill will towards the man. But he does. It looks almost like the way he would do the wall. Looks almost like a Pac-Man screen. Like, remember Pac-Man with the game? Like that's what it looks like. The board, like his letters look like the dividers of the Pac-Man screen, like Miss Pac-Man and Pac-Man, the quarter, the arcade game. And I think it's very bland, very done already. Like just so yesterday. Like there's a whole group of people that come out and try and perform that. Even that guy does the big babies, but he does them things cool. The big babies, they look like the Hulk and shit sometimes. They're like embryotic. They're almost in like an embryotic state, like they shouldn't even been born yet. Those are cool, but it's in that genre. And he sucks. It's a really snowflake move, man. That's what that was. Like he gets mad that like other people want that wall. And I'm going to be truthful with you. I myself, I didn't even want to inject this into the story, but being the question was brought to me about 20 times, I myself was planning on doing that wall. I actually talked about that wall in the Angel Z podcast, and I explained how it could be done and how I would approach it. And I was actually planning on approaching it that way later on. I said, okay. It's in the pandemic. I was talking to this guy, Priz, old school writer, Prism, from the One Train. Used to write the Spanish Five with Stan and them. Yeah, good writer. So we were going to do blockbusters. A Prism or a Priz, whatever he decided, and an RD. And we were like, it was actually in talks and like pencil sketches going down, like a fucking dragon and shit. This is what we were going to do on the wall. We actually had I had the wet paint signs, the fucking blue duct tape, fucking ladders, cones, everything. We were going to go out there and just do this shit on a Sunday morning like it was our job. We were going to go out there, put up signs, put up caution tape, cordon it off with cones and everything. I even stole these cones from the Con Edison. I scrubbed off the Con Ed, the stencil that they put on it, the Con Ed. I scrubbed that off it, made it look like it's not from Con Ed. Yeah, I had everything ready to fucking rock. And it was just a matter of nerves. And we were like, okay, let's do it, this, that, blah, blah, blah. And then it's like that day they did it, like the day before we were planning on doing it. That fucking Words guy did it. And then after that, Duster and them tried to get in there, Anna. And he crossed it out. Oh, no, it's my wall. It's like a snowflake move because you think about it. He's like, no, that's my wall. Like someone was in here just talking about Cap. One of my favorite when it comes to like villainous vandalism and war stories, Cap NPC. But that's what this guy thinks. Like, oh yeah, like that's like his mentality. Like, no, it's my wall. No one's gonna rock that shit. Fuck that, like, and Duster, like I saw like a few attempts that this man tried. And you got to realize in my book and in my eyes, Duster, UA is better than Scene. A lot of people will tell you that know what they're talking about. Even Lace 357 ESP will say the same fucking thing. Duster is fucking amazing, man. He's like, in my book, like I said, T-Kid is the top. I don't get any better than T-Kid. Like right after that is where Duster kind of falls in, man. He definitely slides in higher than fucking than Scene in my eyes, by far. So, yeah, he was just more edgy, man. He really was, in my opinion. Now, here was actually, I see the sketch of the train, like he does. If you go on his page on Instagram, you could see he's always doing the subway with the eyes and the headlights. and he does these wild duster pieces on the fucking train, and he does like the whole skyline almost in the background, like that famous photograph of the duster Lizzie, Martha Cooper, Style Wars, the book thing, the book, not the movie. Getting Up, no, that was before. Subway Art, yeah, that, yeah. But I believe it is from Style Wars too, right? The actual, I don't know, whatever. It's so long ago. It's either Style Wars or the book Subway Art that's in there. And he has some fucking amazing fucking abilities, man. And I looked at that wall. I stood in front of it when he sketched it out, and he had the train painted gray, and you could see the eyes on the train. You could see the movement, the curl of it, like he was gonna fucking blow that wall up, man. I had goosebumps, man. I felt like a little child again looking at a 6 train. That shit fucking got me giddy. I was happy. I was like, oh shit, yo, that'll be fucking off the hook. If Duster comes down here and blows that whole fucking wall up during the pandemic illegally, yo, that's props right there. That's my mindset. I'm like, yeah. Every day I'm riding by there at lunchtime, just checking that shit out, eating my lunch and shit on my bike and shit. Yeah. And then it's like one day I see it. It's actually transforming and shit. And he gets a lot done. The next day, boom. Words, Sano, Optima. Like he does that whole fucking shit again with the stupid silhouette with the fucking hat. It's like just so fucking like stupid in my eyes, man. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. Like I said, I know the guy. He probably don't want to know me anymore after he sees this shit, but fuck it, man. I'm speaking the truth from the bottom of my fucking heart. Yo, Duster is fucking amazing when it comes to graffiti, man. And he was going to pull off a fucking beautiful, fucking beautiful. You can't even say beautiful enough. I don't know how that fucking wall would have looked, man. And that asshole came by and just did some stupid, like Pac-Man, like Miss Pac-Man style shit, man. Real stupid fucking dick move. So then I'm like, yo, that's some fucked up shit. Then I go over there and I'm like, yo, man, let that motherfucker get squirrely with me with that shit. So I actually do an RD tag in like his N or something like that. I figured it'll get back to him and I can tell him, yo, let Duster do his shit, man. What the fuck you doing, bro? Like, what are you fucking nuts, man? That's Duster, man. Let that shit. Yo, if anything, you should be out there holding that motherfucker's ladder for him, man. Like that, it really don't get much better than that, man. It really don't. When you start talking about old school writers, it really don't get much better than Duster, man. Maybe T-Kid, something like that, But yeah, it really don't. I don't know. A lot of people talk very highly about Case 2. I was not really into that. Like, I always noticed, like, some of his letters were bigger than others. And I mean, it's before my time, a lot of that. So what do I know? But yeah, I would have to say Duster, T-Kid, man, that's the shit that floated my boat, man. All that FBA, yeah, IBM, FC, all that shit on the one train, TAC, all that, man, crazy shit. West, my man, Eddie, yeah, all that shit, wild shit, man. It's all in a class of its own, man. And Duster's in it, man. Believe that. And for that dude to like snowflake, oh, it's my wall. No, like he can't do this. He can't do this. Just and I'm like, yo, what the fuck? So then finally, there's some chat or something. Someone was saying something about something, and somehow they linked me into something. And we're talking, and a conversation comes up. I think it was Net KRT. Oh, yo, that's my boy. And this, and I was like, well, your boy's a fucking asshole. I know Net too. I bumped into Net KRT down in Jamaica, the West Indies. The fuck guy was writing graffiti. Yeah, I'm riding around. We were in the Grill, Westmoreland. I forget. I was living down in Jamaica, the West Indies for a while. But yeah, it was funny. So I love the guy. He's a good guy. But yeah, he was like, yo, this, that. And I'm like, well, yo, the dude's a dick, man. Let him tell him, let Duster do his shit, man. Like, you can always do that wall. Like, obviously, it's your wall. Like, he did it like 20 fucking times. So then he gets in there and he's like, yo, I don't even want to do that wall no more. You know why he don't want to do it no more? Because he knew that the fucking Goldman Sachs, the people that actually own that wall, had a muralist lined up to paint the fucking thing. So 2 or 3 days, I don't even want that wall no more. You can have it. Duster can have it. I don't want it. Yeah, and then the next fucking day, it's like you got these people out there fucking painting it and doing it. Where is it now? When he's holding that wall down, yo, it's my wall. Fuck that. When he's doing all that shit to Duster, right? fucking around with poor Dustin, putting him through all that bullshit when the manager's trying to do a fucking masterpiece. Yeah, scumbag shit. But where is he now? Goldman and Sachs slapped that motherfucker to the side. If you really want to look at it, you could honestly say that say no words Optimo guy with the funny fucking hat from the Bowery Wall was like the fucking Goldman and Sachs and that Will Molina bitch is fucking social, like their fucking security guard. If you really think about it, he held the wall down for them. Yeah. Now that's the difference right there, because where is he now? You see, if he ain't about it. Like, to be about it is to be about it. You know what I mean? If you're going to make a fucking statement, you stand behind it. Otherwise, your statements are going to start falling on deaf ears. That's what happens. If you make a threat and you don't come through with that threat, be like, he always does that shit. And that's pretty much like, where are you at now, motherfucker? You know, ain't nothing but crickets out there, right? You got them motherfucker. Like, that's it, man. You ain't willing to go up the man. You know, you ain't willing to bump horns with the big boys, right? Goldman and Sachs, right? Yeah, you don't want to fuck around with that. But you want to fuck around with fucking wasteful duster spray paint, man. That was a bullshit scumbag move. And I might be a little more upset because of the fact that I was actually planning on doing it like the day before all that shit busted out. Like, literally, I was going to go there and it started. And I said, at this point, I even made that clear. I said, at this point, like, a few people like, oh, come on, Rob. I'm like, nah, he killed it, bro. At this point, it lost its shock value. Like, you know, like it's the Bowery Wall, yeah, but like it's like fucking a girl after 3 of your friends just fucked her in front of you. You know what I mean? It's like, come on, you don't want that shit no more. It's like you're just riding on their coattail. Like, that ain't my style. I said, I'll wait till that shit's up and running again. Yeah, I said, you'll watch. And I should have betted you motherfuckers, bro. I should have fucking made that shit a bet. Because I said it. I said, yeah, his wall. Yeah. Big old guy here trying to act like this and that, blah, blah. So let's see when the fucking Goldman and Sachs and that Vil Molina bitch come back around on that wall. He ain't going to be doing that shit. And was I not right? Was I not right? Yeah, that motherfucker's nowhere to be found. He ain't over there. Oh, yeah, that's my wall. That's my wall. No, you can't have it. He ain't doing none of that shit. Yeah, for real. Crazy as shit, man. That shit had me fucked up so many different ways. You know what it is? You know what fucks me up? The fact that I knew the outcome of it. The fact that I actually knew the outcome of it halfway through the fucking story. I honestly, you know how many people I've been through that are just like that fucking asshole? Yeah, just like him. It's like an Espo. Yeah, it's like the same type of fucking cloth, man. Same fucking cut, man. I'm dead serious. I've seen these people come a dime a fucking dozen. Yeah, they make their little money and then they run off into the fucking hills, man. They paint their hair pink and their fucking fingernails. As a matter of fact, I believe that motherfucker's already painting his fingernails. Yeah. Sano paints his fucking fingernails. And Reese wears leather fucking pants. Truth. Now, was I wrong about this fade thing? I didn't check. Well, he ain't about it. You know what I'm saying? Jack off. I'm glad this came up. You see, it's so clear and evident that it's a fraudulent dude. You get me? It's like, see, that's what graffiti has become. And a lot of people have talked about, oh, well, J.A., this, that. Oh, yeah, this, he was an actor in a movie. And yeah, exactly. He was also an actor in the streets. You know, it's until he can't act no more. You know what I mean? Until he's actually confronted with someone that calls the bluff. And you got so many different people out there. When you start playing chicky with them, they gone. You know, when you start going head to head chicky, like do or die, let's get it on, they're gone. And I mean, not even in fighting senses, just in straight up beefs and wars, and just like I can outrun motherfuckers just straight up by doing tags in the crazy spots they won't fuck with. Now, like J.A., he'll go up high or something like that, but like you do it there's other ways of doing it. Right smack dab 40 deuce. You know what I'm saying? 42nd Street, right there, like the fucking the Army Recruit Center or something like that. Back in the days, my tag would last forever, and I used to have tag with the whole fuck. I used to have beef with everyone. Why would my tag last for everyone? Because everyone's chicken shit to cross it out in front of the police thing there on 42nd Street back in those days. Yeah. So, you know, there's always many ways to skin a cat. And I'll tell you, it's just fake players out there, paper champions. I could really go through it. I could hurt everyone's fucking feelings tonight if I really wanted to. And it's a big difference. I mean, you look at D3. He went out there, smashed that shit, ain't got nothing to say about nothing and do nothing about nothing. He just bang, bang, bash, and kept it moving. You know, now that's because he's about that shit. He's about that fucking life. About 2 or 3 different people just say, yo, D3's a monster out there right now. You know, and it is what it is. It's like that's the calling. You know, it's like it pumps through you, man. It's not like I don't know, man. You guys turn this shit into like a TV show or something, man, like some after school special, man. It ain't supposed to be that way. But am I wrong with this fade thing, man? I didn't see one of you fucking guys do it, man. All you guys do is talk here. No, this Fonz guy, JA wanted no problem with RD. That's not true. He started that shit with me. I never had no problem with him. If anything, I actually defended him and saved him from getting his ass kicked from my friends because he knew OA Nash, Richie. It's a good friend of mine. Showed me a lot of good layups and a lot of good places to catch trains I was unaware of. I didn't want to ruin my friendship with Richie Nash. So I told my friends, please, no, don't stab him. I will take care of it. I will get rid of him. And so the truth of the matter is, no, he did want problems. It's just he likes to run and hide and do bullshit. You know, like, how do you put it? And once again, there's hundreds of people out there that do the same. Fucking say no words, same deal. You know, like they go after big fish that mean something, but to make themselves look better. And at that point, Jay really wasn't up at all. You got to realize that. Like he didn't always have shit like he had it. I'm talking about when he was starting out. You know, he came nibbling on my ankles. Yeah, true story. That's how you get fame. You know how many times people have done that? I could probably sit here and talk to you guys about how many times beef have created that way towards me. I could honestly sit here on here maybe twice a week until it's the summertime again. And I'm saying, bye, I'll talk to you in the fall. Seriously, I could sit here all for the next couple of months just talking about how many times that's happened to me. I'll tell you, at one point, I used to think Zephyr was a crew. The motherfucker was up so much in the streets. And that's when he was up so much on the subways, too. You got me? So, yeah, it's funny. And yeah, people would go over me. It's almost like your rite of passage or your way into the graffiti manhood if you got beef with RD. Like, that's really what it came down to. It's like, oh, you ain't no real writer, man. You got beef with RD? It's like Kez5 said, and I mentioned earlier, when he crossed me out in front of me, Kez5. I'm like, yo, what the fuck, man? Like, I did a tag. He's like, yo, let me get the can. Yeah, he's a pisser, man. So, yo, what the fuck? Like, I got, like, you know, my little chin went down because I'm tall. I'm like, yo, what the fuck, man? Yeah, he's like, yo, man, it ain't an RD tag unless it's crossed out, man. Come on, man. I'm like, yo, don't be doing that shit all day, man. I couldn't write with him, man. He was a wild cannon, man. Kez5, man. Rest in peace, man. Yeah, he was a wild dude, man. But hey, cross me out right in front of me. It ain't an RD tag if it ain't crossed out. And that, yeah, that means something. You guys from back then know. I actually look at my analytics on here. And all you dudes are like, you start dropping off in your 20s. But mainly, most of the people on here, 40, 50s, dudes. Yeah. A couple from England, Australia. Actually, there's a lot from the UK, Australia stuff. But pretty much, so you guys know what I'm talking about. When I'm talking about starting out in graffiti and where it was at. You know, the TV shows and the shit that I watch, you guys pretty much vibe with what I'm saying. You pretty much 30s, 40s. Around 50s, it starts dropping off again. Yeah, that's about it. Have you ever seen the Australian Jizzo documentary? No, I didn't. I'll definitely look into it. All right. Who had the best name? The best tag, you mean? There was this guy in my neighborhood. He used to write Fast Task. I used to like that. Fast Taz. Back in the days, people used to use a lot of letters. Um, Savage, TSS, which is KB from Queens. I like Savage. There was another guy, Animal, TWB from Uptown. Um, I like Sahara too. Sahara. Um, Bluebeard. That's hot. Bluebeard. Deadleg. Um, Crib Death. Um, I like also when people use numbers and shit like that. Kincaid. That's a hot tag. Kincaid TMT. Um, Zephyr's a cool tag. That means like in German, like the wind. Um, Baby 168. That's a great tag. I like T Kids tag too. It's definitely a hard tag to do pieces with, but yeah, because no one else would ever think of that. Like how many Sens are there, or Chicos, or Chinos? You know what I'm saying? It's like there won't be another person coming out thinking of T Kid. You know. So yeah, he'll definitely be the only one. He won't have to worry about someone stealing his tag unless they deliberately steal his tag. Um, I also like Kissed, like the soda. I don't know if Dondi was doing them or what, but it would say CIA. I saw them pulling KIST, and they would write CIA. That might have been Dondi that was doing those. Dondi had a couple of good ones. Mr. White. Yeah. Uh, what do we got? All right, here we got Patrick Guitar Poet. Uh, Neck Face, kind of new. Conan. I didn't know you were talking about like new stuff too. I'm just thinking in my head back in the days. Hoy 56, yeah. Um, Colt and Slip. I like both of those guys' tags. The way they did it too, for NPC. The riff was cool too. That's true. Quillian. That was cool. Riff. Reading is fundamental, and he added the extra F. Okay, I got another one. You know what? I bumped when I was out there writing graffiti, right? I actually bumped into people. Yeah, that was weird, man. Like just out and about. It's like it's been so long since I'd go out, and it happened quite a few times. Like I'm out writing, I actually bump into other writers that are writing. That hasn't happened to me since the late '80s. Yeah, I mean that's how I used to bump into people all the time, man. Baron, Irish, back in the '80s. Who else? Harlem, Uptown, like Cuba, Maceo, Cash, TFT, Cash Coco, Blake. Yeah, I used to bump into a lot of writers just out writing. Neck from Hell's Kitchen, bumped into him, and Bentleys were with him. Um, yeah, so many different people, man. used to bump into, right? But yeah, it was kind of weird. It was happening on a frequency like decades have gone by, and I have not bumped into another graffiti writer while writing graffiti. Like while I'm writing graffiti, actually bumping into another graffiti writer that's writing graffiti. Decades. It's been 30 fucking years. Yeah, it's been like 30 something years since that happened. I cannot think of one little occurrence. I can't. Actually, I can. Yes, I can think of one. Omni. Omni when I was with me and DWC. I'm going to get him on. He was talking to me. I might be able to have him on the phone, and you guys could ask him questions, and he'll answer. Me and him did a lot of graffiti together. We teamed up. He could tell you some funny stories. There's things that stick out in his mind that I might not even remember. I can do that with everyone, just as long as they're not dead. Because remember PK had his phone and he called Lee 3 and them, and it worked pretty well. I played it back and I heard it. It was good. I could do that. I could get KK1. I don't know. He'll come on. There's no reason not to. And he was there with TMR and Ripe. Also, a lot of people I could get on that way. But I want to actually start interviewing people, you know. Yeah, Blade and Comet, definitely great tags. I also like Scheme and Attack Peace God. Yeah, that was cool. And that's actually that Peace God, the 5%ers, that kind of falls after the Black Spades, right? The Black Spades were first, right? And that kind of derived off of that, I believe. I don't know. See, I shouldn't even be saying stuff like that. I'm going to wind up getting canceled. I'm going to say, I'm out here on some bullshit. Hound, I don't like that tag. I don't like how he does his D. I guess because I have a D in my tag, and he does it too round where it should be straight. Like it looks like an O, like Hano. But yeah, it kind of new, very new. I mean, we're talking the best of all time here, aren't we? I mean, that's just a random, like throwaway character. Evict. I never heard of that, but that's a cool way to spell it. And that's from Foot Words. I never heard of that, but that's a cool way to spell it. Peanut, very cool. That's from Patrick Guitar. I liked Peanut. Yeah, yeah, Peanut. Sucky Ben, I like that. Ear Snot also is cool. I like strange, weird shit like that. I remember Lace did a puke piece. He did a couple of puke pieces. Did a junkie. But yeah, I like when people go like, like it's cool. Snot, you know. Nah, Pear sucks. That's the worst. I think Merch is cool too. I would prefer Merc, like the Merc with the mount, the mercenary. Yay! Deadpool. Kid Panama, yeah. He used to write Ick also. Yeah, he was good. Now, who said that Kid Panama? Let's give him a shout out, Krillian. Yeah, you're getting a couple of good ones, man. You're from around here, ain't you? You're an old school guy, right? Probably out there taking mushrooms in the meadow, huh? What about Dark Star? Who remembers him from the meadow, RTW, right? He's right. Ooze also OOOZE. Hung out Kid Panama. Couple old school guys from the meadow in Central Park. Yeah, I can. Well, I don't. I know Cash Far. I met him a few times. Seems like a nice guy and all. But I recognize Cash TFT as the original Cash from my era of time. He was from Harlem. He was from Uptown off 106th Street. His name was Blake. TFT, Cash Coco. Not Cash 4. He's I know who you mean. Cash Smells. I like him. It's cool stuff. But I when someone's a friend of mine and then I see someone steal their tag, or not even, he throws a 4 after it. But I don't know. Back in the days, Blake would have busted that boy up, and he would have did the same with that RFC Cash too. But I got respect for them. I mean, it just it hurts like when you see something like that go on. Boots is great. Yeah, Patrick Couture, Boots 119, right? That's the fucking tag right there, Boots. Rush, yeah, but there's been so many rushes. Rush Hour from the 4s, MPC. Someone said they grew up in that neighborhood. You could probably talk about Rush Hour. Yeah, a bunch of rushes. Like Rush 6, Rush 9. There was a Rush with Betnam that used to cross me out too, right? RK9 or something like that. Yeah, Rush. Vulcan, great tag. Vulcan, yeah, definitely. Dan S, good tag. Oh, Imagine an RD2. It's existed. And I thought you said Image because that's a friend of mine too, Image. But there's been an RD2. He actually wrote RD2, TLA, the Latin artists. Yeah. There's been a couple of RDs out there. RDTBR, the Bad Racket. I used to see him up on trucks. Then you had an RD straight up, Ray Dog from Harlem. Yeah, you had a couple of RDs out there. Fuck yeah. Revs. Come on, Patrick Couture, you were blowing him out the park. Revs. I mean, I guess I like Charger better. He writes Charger 69, right? Like a 1969 Charger. I like that better than Revs. But Revs is good. It's short. It's quick. It's got good. I don't know. V's I don't like too much, but it works. What do I know? Now, Atomic Vital. Cess, right? Is that Cess? Yeah. You're just talking about CES Cess. I like the SES Cess. Rest in peace. Cess Dog. Yeah. With the demon style. The S's. Cess, the mad subway slasher. Fuck yeah. That's the Cess I like. He passed away recently, too. Rest in peace. TBK. Brooklyn Kings. TFE. Fucking Vandals. He was done a lot of shit that dude. BT used to write with, who passed away also. Yeah, he wasn't just stuck there. Tonka. Did I ever paint with Rhino? No, never did. I like his R. It's kind of similar to my R. But yeah, I never painted with him. I know most of them dudes. I know Bolo and Aston. I used to live up at 198th Street in Kingsbridge. And I bumped into a lot of them. That's Rostaneos was up there too. They came from, I knew them. Those are the guys that started RFC. I've known Rostaneos since I was 16, 17 years old. They were probably 12, 13 or something. Yeah. They were young kids, and they started RFC, running from cops. And Rhino and them, they kind of fit in there. I remember Near, and then next time I saw Near, he was fucking like my height, man. I remember Near was a little kid. Yeah. And he passed away too. I remember Near, a little kid, man. I remember turning the fire hydrant on. I had a big plumber wrench. Futura 2000. That's a cool tag, but that dude's a dick, man. Fuck him. I'll steal that motherfucker's tag, man. Like I did send For's fucking spot on the hydrants. Yeah, Futura 2000. That's good. But now he's got to write Futura 4000 or something, right? Because we passed 2000. But no, that's a classic one. Yeah, I like it. Billy 167. Yeah. What about Bill Rock? I like that too. Bill Rock. I like Dave Rock, which Dave Filio, the Columbia University stabber dude. There's a couple of ones that throw rock after it that are good. You know what else I like? Once again, you got to give it to Zephyr. Those Joy fill-ins he did. I hate the word Joy. It's kind of gay, but the JOI, the way he did them was nice. But yeah, he had a couple of good tags. Right? Heist, that's cool. Gold, kind of faggy again. I remember having this conversation with Min. He told me like Hyper. You know, Mackie, the drummer, I think, for the Cro-Mags, Mackie, Hyper. I'm like, yeah. He's like, yo, Hyper. I'm like, yeah, I get you on that. That's a good one. Who else did I like? Shasta. Yeah. I kind of like the way he wrote it, but it sounds cool. Reminds you like a beer company or something, Shasta. Abuse. That was pretty cool. Abuse. KGB. Wolf. Ant. I heard that dude Ant's not no little ant, man. He's fucking huge. I think it stands for Anthony. Ant. Yeah, but I'll tell you, when it comes to tall graffiti writers, I think Lava, 1 and 2 that passed away, man, the Black Spades, he kind of had everyone beat, man. Because I know Chino's taller than me. Remo is tall, very tall dude, taller than me and thicker. Yeah. Lava, man. Lava's chin used to start right here and shit. So I'm like 6'4". He must have been like 6'6", 6'7" or some shit, man. Big dude, man. Big, But Remo too. Remo big and thick. Yeah, Ant was huge, right? You know him? You know what I'm talking about, right? That's like in prison when they call someone tiny and he can't even fucking fit through the fucking cell. Oh, shit. Bane, yeah, that's a cool one, man. Bane. There is a dude that writes Bane, man. Yeah, he's a good guy, man. Yeah, Crook is a cool tag, too. Crook, I like it. Straight up, criminals and wrote graffiti, right? Crook, can't beat it any better. Yeah, I know. I heard about that. Someone told me they bumped into him once, Ant. And he was no little dude, man. Well, that's the same with Trike, man. In Fort Hamilton, I remember we're right. I think I was with Nash. OA, Trike, TO. I was like, yo, come on, let's get the fuck out of here. I was like, what? And like, as the, like along the catwalk with the lights behind him, like I wouldn't see the lights no more behind him. It's like he was so big, he was blocking out the lights. I said, okay, let's go. Oh, shit. Crane, I don't know. Dice. I remember my brother was when he would write SD and he would write in the 60, write slice and then the N, like a 3 upside down backwards with the line to it, like slice and dice. That's what he used to write for my brother. Yeah. Chris 217 is a nice one too. What about Scheme? Scheme, TNT? Malvo, yeah, I like it. Yeah, I didn't wait around to see if that was Drake or not, man. I forget who I was with. I think it was Nash, OA. So one of them guys, Sayers, Smalls. I used to write with a bunch of people. I don't remember, but they're like, "Yo, come on!" And I remember them saying "trike" or some shit. I'm like, "All right, let's go." Got the fuck out of there. We're doing insides. Spite. That's a good one. Spite. Doom. I don't know. It's the M kind of sucks at the end, and the O. Like it would be cool if it was like a door, DOOR, or something where something kicks out after. But I guess you could stretch the M a little bit. But Spite's cool. Zeus, that's cool. Damp, yeah. One dude I met recently in my travels over the summer was Demon. The letter D with a face in it, a sharp teeth. Uh, DMEN, Demon. He was putting it in. Yeah, I do remember Roar. Roar and Soar, right? They hung out together, and Soar did the R backwards. Is that the same person? And Roar, I remember that on the letter lines. Supermarket Inc. Yeah. Mirage is cool. A little too long for me. Stay High 149. Yeah, that was a good one, man. I'll tell you, I was breaking on this guy Fade before, and you guys never answered. But I'll tell you one thing, Fade, Stay High. That dude, Stay High 149, really found a friend in Fade. That's one thing I'll definitely say. He definitely spent a lot of time with Fade towards his last years on this earth. Stay High 149, definitely hung out with Fade a lot. It's probably the only good thing I could say about that Fade guy. Yeah, I could do a whole thing about Stay High, but like I just said about Lava 1 and 2, like me being a white dude, I don't know how it comes off. Like I was talking about my friend that was doing one about Alpo, and they're kind of like, yo, stay out of black people's business. And, so I don't know, like the climate of the world today, it's not like I don't want to talk about these people. It's just, I don't want to hurt no one's feelings. I'm old school, and I like a lot of snowflakes out there and shit. I'm just talking. Oh, that's not good. No, before you know it, I'm in some shit. Man. So I figure well, maybe we'll get a different president or something, or times will change or something. But yeah, it is what it is. Like, really, look what's going on out there, man. You got women wearing hair fucking braids, and oh no, no, you're stealing my culture. I've actually been accused of culture vulture for graffiti. That only black people are supposed to write graffiti. Like this stuff is not coming from nowhere with me. This is things that I've actually encountered in my YouTube and Instagram. These are things that have been brought to my attention already. It's not like I'm pulling maybes or something like that, maybe or this or that out my hat. You guys know me. I'm pretty straightforward. Like I don't really mince my words. And take six or take five. Yeah, I knew take five, Lonnie. Yeah. Yeah, Quillian. Yeah, I knew that dude, man. Take five. The Sixers, right? The original Sixers, yeah. Well, you see, that's what I'm trying to say, Lindau. Like about like you just said about the braids and stuff, and like we really did hang out with everyone. Like I was saying, even this, like Manhattan. It's not like a little secluded island somewhere or something like that. It's like right in the heartbeat of everything. We hung out with everyone. Really didn't have any disgust like that or any. I mean, that's not to say the shit wasn't going out somewhere out in Brooklyn or something like that, like some neighborhoods or something. But Manhattan, like the heart, like it's almost impossible to phantom it. I mean, now I can phantom it. I see it. It happens to me and myself. I have issues with people. Pretty sweet, definitely. Flash at TR, the Rascals. Not the Rebels, the Rascals. TR. Real shit. What about Barnes and Noble from the Lower East Side? One dude wrote Barnes and the other dude wrote Noble. Bad crew, right? Wasn't it? Barnes and Noble. Bad. Lower East Side. I remember that. I don't know if it's bad like Sonic and Joe and Ink and them. It might be a different bad, but maybe it is them. I don't know. But yeah, they were doing bad. Barnes and Noble. I thought that was cool. G. Lindell, Lower East Side, yeah, from Allen Street, right? Barnes and Noble, yeah, they used to write bad, and there was another bad too that Lace, Lace ESP 357, my friend. He used to push also, but it stood for Big Apple Demo or something. Big Apple Demolition or something. I don't know if it was an old crew, if it was something he just thought up. I never asked him, but I remember him writing bad. Big Apple Demo. He used to write that in his pieces. Big Apple Demo. Lace. Yeah, Terra's a good one. I like Terra from Peter Guitar. Hayes, I'm not too big on. Cento, he was all right. Calves, like what? The calf, like the muscle in your leg. I don't know. Calf, like a baby cow. Not too big on it. Terra, definitely 161. The dude, I don't know. I don't like him too much anymore. DY 167, great. Doug the Thug first. Is that Michelob? Because I remember it was doing Michelob. DC, not big on Say. I knew the Say. I knew a couple of Says. Uh, Say La Vie. I used to do pieces with him. Grant, actually, Sayer with Smalls and them. Did Say La Vie on the flat, the CC uh, with the fans in it. I was with him when he did that. Like a light blue fill-in, true blue outline. Ran for a while. Sace, yeah, I like Sace. But you see, when I think of Sace, I think of Spawn, GNR, because he used to hit the sixes writing Sace. Yeah, a lot of people think, they don't know that. But that was Spawn, was Sace on the six line. Prove, yeah, Prove's cool. Prove two, right? Min writes Prove two. And you got Prove, other guy somewhere in Jersey. Then you have Patrick Guitar, Pove. Pove, yeah, that's a cool tag. Yeah, Michelob. Saw him on the 238th Street Bridge. And Michelob, right? Mode 2 from Dan S. Yeah, Mode. Yeah. All right, Landau, CC, Leather Train, sign. Run on Fulton Street, Doro. Doro's a hot tag, but fuck that dude, man. Fucking pedo. Mad, yeah. Tyke is tricky too. He's got weird letters in it, but he was up. He did his thing. Mark 198, Shorty 140. Landau, do I remember Dutch? Yeah, I do remember Dutch. I always like Astro as a kid. Duel, yeah, Duel's cool. Duel, Duel Wolf from the fours, the mini. But Duel RIS is good too. He's good. Now he's considered the Duel, but in my days it was Duel Wolf, and then later on Duel RIS came out. But at this point, Duel RIS is farly out past the other Duel. Other Duel just did some insides. You also had Dr. Pepper. That's a cool tag. Dr. Pepper, which was facts and code, TKA. puzzle. I like that. I never would have thought of that. Is that an actual dude? Scan is cool. Coke 6. All right, Coke 7. Get out. REE. Re. Yeah. He was the official Re, all right, from Brooklyn. RE. Chico, yeah, but it's so played out, man. Chico, everyone fucking writes Chico, man. You know what was a good one too? Slucko, but Felon. The Lace later on wrote Felon, but Felon was a dude that was one of the people that started ESP, East Side Party. But yeah, I like that tag, Felon. But also, I like the old school shit, man. Now, like I was saying, like Dead Leg, Green Eyes, Bluebeard. Crib Death. Sadist. Yeah, but you guys never answered my question about this thing with Fade. Let me scroll all the way back here, man. Here we go again with this anti-style thing. I don't understand that question because even if you're attempting to not have a style, that in itself would be a style. You get what I'm saying? So I don't know. You keep doing that every couple of times. I keep telling you. Then you're going to bring up Wombat, anti-style. I said, that's not true. She has a style. It just sucks. All that curly shit would be considered a style. I'm saying she because I heard it's like a transvestite or something. Fade was a cool tag. Yeah. Yeah, they asked me something. I'm removing this guy's comments. He's got an idiot. Yeah, like someone's, oh, you can't, this, that. And I realize I don't have to read everyone's comments. I don't even have to leave them here. Like, what do I give a fuck? If you people don't like it, fuck you too. You know what I want to do? I want to do a video of my son painting. A lot of you guys have been asking about that. He got a lot of good followers last time I mentioned him. He was happy for that. But I don't know, what time is it? It's getting late. I guess I'll get out of here. All right, people, take care of yourselves, all right? Have a good one. So let's do a quick recap here. My new rules, like I said, after this whole thing with this guy Fade coming on here. with his bullshit, uses, I don't know what his beef was. I explained the whole story. I'm not going to get into it. But if you come on here, make sure that you come on here with your screen name that doesn't link you to any criminal activity. If you come on here and I'm a graffiti writer, criminals that wrote graffiti, and you come on here, I know who you are and I'm talking to you or something, I'm going to shout you out. That is the whole fucking purpose of the chat, like to chat and talk. And oh, there he is. And you remember this and remember that time. Oh, that was so fun. Or it wasn't. You get me? Like, yeah, that's the whole purpose for someone to post a comment here is for me to read it out and to shout the person out. So, like I said, a girl I used to date at one point, she comes on, hi, Rob. I'm like, hey, Star, how's it going? There's Star. And, Crook will come on, hey, Sally. That's kind of the way it works. Like, that's the whole purpose of it. And I truthfully do believe that this Fade guy, if he would have came on here and I was friendly with him, I mean, he's thinking, Dover passed away. Maybe I could slide up under RD's wing now or something. Get him while he's hurting or something. But that didn't work. I know, man, fuck you. But the bottom line is, if I would have been, oh shit, Fade, this guy here, oh, he's my best friend ever. Oh yeah, if he was a woman, I'd marry him. Like if I was like that, he wouldn't have fucking went back to Sammy bitching, man. He wouldn't have went back to D3 like, oh, RD blew me up on his stone, and that's my real name. And what the fuck are you doing using your real fucking name talking to me in a fucking graffiti chat room, man? The fuck, man? That's kind of goofy, man. Maybe the dude is sickly. But I still haven't gotten any responses to that. All right, people. I don't know. Yeah, I gotta get ready for bed, man. These people are killing me at work, man. All right, take care of yourselves, all right? No hard feelings, but when you come on here, make sure you take into consideration that you could come on and just watch something. Like if that Fade guy didn't say nothing to me, I wouldn't have known he was on there. And he really is a dick. And he really was acting like he was dying. I thought he was dead, like he would die or something. I didn't think he would live this long. I threw the guy down with 357. I thought, what, 3 months, 6 months? It's no problem. Like, how do you refuse a man a dying wish? It's like he pulled a fucking Ivan Roth on me. I'm telling you. That's it. That's the thing. Yeah, gets in your craw. Take care of yourselves, people.